Hello ladies and gentlemen. In this video we're going to take a look at the effect that the space between the notes, remember Mozart's space between the notes quote, that the space between the notes can have on a melody. And a nice mellow cruiser melody that we can expand and contract those spaces between the notes happens to be a Witchita Lineman by Glenn Campbell, and also there's a good version by James Taylor. Both play a guitar very softly, very beautifully, and sing it. And so these notes are based upon the vocal, the singing. I mean, basically it kind of goes, and you have to forgive me for my poor singing skills, but here it goes. It goes, I am a lineman for the county. Right? So let me play that with equal space between the notes as in our first line here. As you can see, it looks pretty equal. And again, the little ring around the last note is the note of emphasis. So let's give it a try. Here we go. So that was pretty straightforward, and it sounds beautiful and melodic. But I like adding two things on this line here. I like adding a pause here, a little bit more space, and then a swing note which sort of compresses or makes the space closer between the D and E. So I'm doing two things. I'm expanding the space, and then I'm contracting it. And let's see what that is like. Again, here's the original melody, all spaced out equally. And here's the one that I like the best. So it's a little bit of pause and then an acceleration. That's what I feel when I hear that change to the melody. I feel a pause, a hesitation, and then I feel an acceleration. Let's do it again. Okay? And you may feel the same way, right? Everybody has different interpretations of music, and that's what makes it feel great. And also, again, if you are not seeing some of the subtleties in between each of these, that's okay, because a lot of times I return to a melody, or especially when I read books. When I go back and read a book I haven't read for a long time, sometimes I start paying attention to a whole different part that I didn't really pay attention to before. So that's why the videos are all on the website for quite some time. So you can go back and look at them and review them and keep on learning, right? Keep on trying and changing your ways, finding your style. Okay, so now let's go to the third line where we add a single swing note like I did and a little bit of space between the notes, but at a different spot. Instead of at the end, like I like it, a little more in the beginning. So that, to me, accelerates it earlier. Right? It's not waiting till the end, hesitate, and then accelerate. It's right off the bat, acceleration. And you might notice that I'm playing it faster. After the swing note, I play it a little faster because in my mind and in my brain, that's exactly what it's doing. It's accelerating it. Okay, now let's take a look at this line here where we have two swing notes. Let's see how that works. One note after the other. Oops. Old habits die hard. Let me try that again. F, E, and D, E. Okay, let me try it again. Oops. Kind of seemed a little choppy, but you get the point, right? Let's do it again. So kind of add like two brief accelerations. And as an interesting kind of thing, let's do over here the super swing, where all the notes are swung together until the end. That really is kind of interesting. You almost lose, it's almost too many swinged notes, you almost lose the feel of the melody, but you can still just taste it a little bit. Here we go. Remember, the original melody is... So let's swing it together, super swing. Whoops. So you can sort of taste, and there's a hint of that melody still there, but it's definitely kind of getting, as a lot of people would think, a little out of control, right? A little busy. But some people like that style, and certainly everyone can dive into that every once in a while. Now here's an interesting last little thing. So I'm going to have a swing note early, and then I'm going to swing the F and the E, and then I'm going to add another FE. So it's kind of adding on just a little bit, and let's see how that kind of works. There we go. Oops. So kind of a in the middle there. Right? Okay. So anyway, just an interesting kind of concept that expands a little bit further on Mozart's space between the notes comment. That the music is not so much in the notes, but the space between the notes. And you can see all the notes are still, except for this line here, all of these lines contain the same notes. It's just where do you add space and where do you contract it, and what does that mean to you and the feeling that you want to project in the song for yourself and for others and for those that you play with. Okay, well, Happy New Year. Bye-bye.